Hey, beautiful spiritual soul. Mystic Me and Moksha here. Let's jump right into it. Looking at the energies from June to October 2023 specifically. So you can skip ahead to the reading, but I'm just going to go over the astrology real quick. Pluto is in retrograde for a little bit, all the way up until January next year, 2024. So this is a little period of time where we just finished phase 1 for a few months, where you got a lot of insight about what this new future for humanity could look like. And it's going to be very subjective because everyone has their own version of what this ideal future for humanity is going to look like. But us lightworkers, starseeds, are spearheading this movement. So obviously we're going to get the more all-encompassing vision for the whole, planet, for the whole world. More broader ideas, and then very specific ideas of what your soul mission, what your life is going to look like. So these past few months, probably the past few years too, you've been getting ready for this. You probably felt like something is going to happen. It's happening now. So this past few months is probably where you got a lot of strong ideas. I know I got one very strong, very specific vision of what my life and what humanity's life in the future is going to look like. And I am kicking myself for not writing it down, but it was very specific and it was very like, yes, this is what's supposed to happen. This is what's going to happen. But up to that, I've gotten a lot of big things I'm releasing and big things that I'm bringing into my life. These big things that I'm releasing are big things like the culture and traditions that I grew up with. And as a light worker it's very advanced and very highly spiritual, like these are the kind of things that you are probably going to experience, like releasing big over big things that are like an oversoul to your life. It doesn't just include you, but includes like hundreds of years before you, thousands of years before you, everything that has led up to this moment, all the different people that were born in order for your physical existence to be here right now. And also all your past lifetimes, your future lifetimes, all kind of coming into the 0 point right now. And all the lessons you've learned while you are in this kind of environment, physical environment, all those lessons, whether it's on this planet or other physical planets in this kind of dimension, all those lessons coming together now. So it's starting with, of course, humanity. You probably had like a review. I had a review of the real human history, not just Tartarian, but like, going beyond to like the fall of human consciousness, and just a little bit of a review. If you're an advanced light worker or starseed, you probably are doing something similar, not probably exactly, but something very similar. And then also bringing in the new. So this is what we're going to be focusing on in October. You're going to be like smacked with a bunch of new stuff. It's going to be very exciting. It's going to get your heart going. It's going to get your, adrenaline going. It's going to get like, you're very excited for, this is your soul mission. This is it. This is what you were born for. This is what you came here for. This is a very exciting time, and you're going to see what you're going to be physically doing in the physical realm for this, momentous occasion in human history, right? That's like what October is like kicking off, going into next year. But right now, from June to October, you're doing a lot of integrating, assimilating and integrating. So you are going to be releasing like a huge weight off your shoulder. Like you probably have some sort of physical representation of the weight you've been carrying of living in this existence, living life like this. Not as high vibe, always being bombarded with people who are low vibe, negative, evil, dark, or whatever. Even after doing a lot of spiritual work, it's kind of the burden you took on in order to come into this life, in order to help raise humanity's consciousness and all that entails, you know. It's sometimes a thankless job. The rewards you usually get are, you know, a sense of accomplishment for achieving something on your own that not many people, other people really know about or can really fully actually recognize and acknowledge and, you know, commend you on. It's all like a very solo journey, very lonely journey for a lot of light workers. So you're going to get you're going to be shedding not just your skin, but your like a lot of physical stuff, actual physical stuff, probably from your body. If you could probably lose weight, you could probably lose a lot of things from your diet, a lot of things from like connections that you have to people that, you know, don't really add anything to your life at this point, especially where you're going to your soul mission, your final destination for your soul mission, what you're going to be working on for the majority of your life or the rest of your life. You're going to be cutting a lot of weight in a lot of ways in a lot of different areas of your life, and it's going to be very obvious to see from now until October 2023. It will continue on for the next few years, and it probably has been very obvious to you in the past few years that these things that need to be shed and shaved off from your life in very significant ways. And if you are going to hold a soul mission of this caliber, and many of us are stepping up to that plate, many of us are going to, you know, this is what we've been trained for. This is our divine destiny. So expect to lose a lot of weight this summer, literally and figuratively. So, you know, that's what I expect to see to come up in this reading. Let's see. Is there anything else I need to touch on? Let's see. Mercury's in Gemini. So yeah, right now with phase 1 of Pluto ended. Phase 1 is when Pluto was in Aquarius for a few months, and then it's going to be in Aquarius again from January to September next year, 2024, and then it's going to be in Aquarius for 18 years after that, right? So phase 1 is complete. You've had a lot of ideas. You see where humanity's going. You have a major release and then major beautiful incoming energies. That's what you're focused on. Phase 1 is done. Mercury in Gemini. There's a lot of mercurial. We're in Gemini season right now too. Energies. You're going to be talking a lot. Your social life is about to go off. You're going to be meeting a lot of new and old soul family and friends. And you're just going to be talking a lot. You're going to be very comfortable in your own skin. You're becoming the true version of yourself because you're stepping into this new reality. You're sick of this old reality. You've been holding, you've been carrying this extra weight around with you for the good of humanity. But now it's time to shed it. You no longer need to hold on to this old reality stuff. You can be completely yourself and live in the exact reality that you're meant to live in. This better reality that you're trying to ground for humanity, and you're going to do very successfully when you start your soul mission next year. So you're going to be talking a lot. Lightworker, Starseed, Way Shower, Spirit Warrior. You're going to be talking a lot. You're going to be surprising yourself how much you might, whether you're introverted or extroverted naturally, you're going to be talking a lot to a lot more people, spiritual and not. You're going to be opening up. You're coming out, your butterfly, you came out of cocoon. You're ready to show off your wings, for a little bit. Have some fun, do some flips in the air. That's this time right now. And let's see, we have the new moon in Gemini coming up next weekend. Venus in sextile, Venus in Leo. Venus went into Leo last week. A a lot of like coming out energies. You're looking good. You're feeling good. You are so confident in yourself. You're so confident in your soul mission and where you are meant to be in this life right now. Everything's perfect. Time to celebrate. You are exactly where you're meant to be. You love where you are, who you are right now. And it's time to enjoy life right now. All right. Let's see. In October 2024, what's so special about it? Well, we have a solar eclipse in Libra, starting off the Libra Aries eclipses. And then we have the lunar eclipse in Taurus, finishing off the Scorpio Taurus eclipse season. And that is when the Scorpio was releasing a lot of old past traumas, the last of it, shed it all. And the Taurus is now bringing in the new. So this time it's not going to be hard work releasing. It's going to be fun. This is going to be a fun season. You're going to have a lot of fun talking, being your true self. And the weight's just going to come off so easily. It's just going to come off naturally. This old reality weight is going to come off so naturally because you're so comfortable in this new reality. And being truly who you are, and then what's coming up, and you're so confident in what you believe and who you are. It's going to be, the weight's going to come off so easily. It's not going to be no more hard work, and it's going to be fun. You're going to start seeing new things coming into your life that you're so excited, you've always wanted. You couldn't have imagined something better coming into your life. All the things that you wished for and more that you couldn't even dream of coming into your life from now to October. And October is like the high point, where it's just going to be like miracle, miracle, miracle. Yep. And then Jupiter is in retrograde from September to December. So the end of this year. I kind of mentioned this in my previous Lightworker readings, but it's kind of just like enjoying a little bit of the old reality, like, you know, for the last time. You know, you might have a huge abundance of opportunities, of money, of resources, experience that you can enjoy if you like. You know, an audience, a recognition. You can do whatever. You have so much that you might want to enjoy a little bit of this old reality before you let it go completely. And that's what the end of this year is about. Okay, but now we're focusing on, with that whole spiel, June to October 2023. I wish I had a partner that could just, like, a business partner or like a spiritual partner that could just put out the visuals for this. I can do it myself, but it would take too long to do all of this. I'd be churning out channelings if I had a team, you know? That's my goal. I need a team because I'm ready. Every day, strong channelings. Every day. I'm so ready. And you're probably so ready too. We're vibing together. Let's get our team together, right? All right, so let's start networking. What is happening? Yeah. Okay. So success in small groups. So I feel like private success. So I feel like, I got, what was it, a few weeks ago, that everything I'm channeling now for this year, it might be coming true this year, but it's going to be even heavier and stronger next year. I always predict things a year or two before they happen. Not that they don't happen when I say it's going to, but it's just like the starting of it, and then it gets stronger in the next couple, like, year or two. So I do feel like it does start off, you start talking a lot to a lot more new and old soul family members. You start networking more, but it's more private. It's still more private. Again, you might be getting a lot of abundance, looking good, feeling good, a lot of opportunities, work opportunities, home opportunities, friendship opportunities, networking opportunities, and work, just like charitable work, projects, just like the beginnings of these things. A lot of opportunities are coming for you this season. It's summer for most of you, but if it's not, it's going to feel like summer. A lot of opportunities. Like, I can't even feel like, it's like, it's supposed to be really hot right now where I am. It feels like very mild. So I do feel like that's like worldwide thing. Like, it feels like the season's going to feel like summer. Mild. Okay, so you will be meeting new and old soul family members. Very successful opportunities, but keeping it private a little bit. Because of the nature of why the two of you or the group of you are coming together. Taking down big systems, putting up new systems. It's very, like you don't want to get, blacklisted. You don't want to be put on the no flights, list. And yeah, you want the wrong people's kind of figuring you out, or putting you in a loony bin or arresting you or anything. So these are the reasons why. That's interesting. Okay. Queen of Cups in reverse, Hermit. Yeah, see, Hermit again, and the Nine of Air. Okay, behind closed doors, there's a lot of brainstorming going on. But the brainstorming sessions aren't and nothing's really concrete, which is why the ideas might be crazy. When you have those crazy ideas and you're like, this would be the kind of talk you don't want other people finding out about. That's the kind of conversations that you're having. Queen of Water, but so free to have them, so free to have these behind closed doors, because if people found out the things that you were talking about, it'd probably not go over so well. Fork in the road, exchanging gifts, exchanging ideas. I feel like this is the split for humanity. This is the event. But in order for the split to happen, you have to get humanity all on the same timeline, all for the same idea, same belief, same on board for the same reality, same world that you want to split into. Make it real, visualize it very detailed, make it really real for people, in all media, in all sorts of way, infiltrating music and art and books and movies and online thoughts of everywhere. Social media. It has to be a full-on thing. Wow, what am I talking about? What is going on? So there's a huge exchanging of gifts. These are brainstorming sessions. They're going to be so blessed because it's going to be a while since you've met people who are in the same vibe, who can share ideas that you couldn't have thought of on your own, but it would have been something you totally would have channeled. Something very similar to what you channel and what you're sharing with others. It's very, very gifted sessions you're having with others. I know a lot of people talk about they met spiritual people. They can talk to other spiritual people. Some people already have groups. Some people don't have, their groups yet. But I'm not talking about the groups that you have now. I'm talking about people who are very, very much like you. Gift from God, I'm getting. Okay. Empowerment. Yeah, it's going to be very empowering. I kept getting that I had to leave the people that are in my life right now, although I love them very much. And it's not goodbye forever, but goodbye for now until I kind of, set these roots up. And it's every day I can feel it. It's okay, I know I'm going to be moving soon. I know it. I can feel it. I know what I have to do, and it's difficult. It's okay, I've had a few years to prepare for it. I know what I need to do. But when you're with the right people, you're going to be empowered. Even if you're alone and you're on the right land, you're in the right energy, it's going to be very empowering. Again, with that metaphor, it feels like you've been being weighed down for so long. You probably got used to the weight. You probably got used to the gravity of all this negativity and people who are not healing as fast as you, or doing their inner work, spiritual work as much as you. And that's by design. You are kind of spread out away from other light workers that are very similar to you. So that group of people gets your energy. You get ground, the light energy in the land that you are in. It gets very tiring. It's accumulated now. It's probably in the past few years specifically I'm getting, where you probably have taken on or felt the heaviness even more. And it's because you're like walking through the doorway to this new reality. So that you feel the heaviness so much more now. It's like you're getting off a spaceship and you realize that you're on a heavy planet for so long that like you're on the spaceship and you're about to like walk onto your own home planet and realize like, oh my goodness, it's so much lighter here. I forgot how much lighter it is. It feels the heaviest right before, you walk through that threshold. The empowerment, the amount of power and confidence you're going to have, you are going to be channeling like crazy. You're going to be so connected to your highest light and source energy and to all the, high vibrational energies. You're going to be channeling like crazy. You're going to be so confident, so uber confident in what you're doing, who you are, and where you're going, and what you need to do. It like night and day, because you forget how long you've been on the gravity of this planet with all the other people living here. Connect to source. Yeah. Wow. Go within to discover what needs to be done. Create the shift required to attract what you want. Oh wow, that's like the most spiritual card in that deck. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, exactly. What a confirmation. Show the world the real you. Wow. I'm loving these confirmations. This is out of the world. This energy. And I just saw that the time for this reading just went from 21:59 to 22. And it just kind of felt like the 22 master builder number. It's like you're literally in the last degree. That's what this from June 2023 to the end of 2023 is, until January 2024. It's like that last degree until you go fully into 22 master builder number. That's what I'm getting. Birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Yeah. Wow. That was so strong. I'm like, I knew it too. Before this reading, I was feeling very like groggy because and my phone was like acting up over the weekend, the last few days, and the energies has been so strong because Pluto was getting out of Aquarius for a little bit, wrapping up phase 1. And I know every time the internet on my phone is slow, I'm like, okay, there's a solar flare. I know it. And I have like intense dreams. I woke up like I don't know, I felt like my body hit a truck or something. And Spirit was like, okay, have your mushroom tea, sit down, do this reading. Bam. Okay. All right, let's see. I'm going to do one more message. This is so exciting. Okay, a lot of talking going on. Yeah, we're in Gemini season, aren't we? Venus and Leo. We have new moon in Gemini coming up. We're in Gemini season. There's just a flurry of ideas and a lot of actual physical talking, but again, behind the scenes. So it's very private. Like, it's like you're not going to notice it because you're going to be talking to so many other light workers and like-minded people, or even just other people who are not like considered like spiritual, but just, on the same soul mission as you, or very close in vibration to you, much more than you ever have. Like people so much more closer in vibration to you than the soul friends and family you have now, which is crazy to think about, right? But like, yeah, that's what I'm getting. You're gonna be talking so much. You start talking now, you don't stop talking, because you're enjoying this. You're really much enjoying this. You're being your true self. And it's like, do you know when you just discover something that you love for the first time, and you you're like, where has this been my whole life? And you're just so excited about it that you talk to everyone about it or whatever, whether you're introverted or extroverted. Like, you're just so excited about this topic. Like, it's all you can talk about and you won't shut up about it. And people are just like, quiet down. That's what's happening. That's how much you're talking to other people. You're getting the push to do that because, you're coming out of hermit mode. You're entering another hermit mode. Like I talked about in the past, a recent Lightworker reading too. You're coming out of one hermit mode and entering like a quasi other hermit mode. Because it's like with other Lightworkers. So it's going to be intensely social for you, intensely pleasurable and fun and joyous for you. In fact, it might be more social. It's like kind of going off to college where you're just around people who are just exactly the same age as you, going through exactly the same experience as you. You're going to be even more social around this time because you're going to be around people who are just specifically like you and away from people who are not, and it's like a very rare time in our lifetimes where we're going to have this kind of experience. It's going to be off. I wouldn't be surprised if there's more, like meetups, spiritual meetups and conferences and expos and stuff like that, among spiritual people in the next like 2, 3, 5 years, especially. Yeah, okay. Walking towards a definite future that only, like, it's funny. Like, I feel like only Lightworkers, starseeds, way showers, like spiritual warriors are aware of this. But it's kind of like you're exiting the spaceship and entering this new world, entering this new lifetime first. So that's why it's so exciting and buzzworthy. And you're around people who are aware of it too. So it's very exciting. Like, you're taking the first steps into this new reality right now. It's like the energy is so high vibe and you can handle it. Other people wouldn't be able to handle it. Normies wouldn't be able to handle it. You can handle this high vibe. You're ready to. That's why you're shedding all this weight, because you're taking literally the first few steps into this new reality. And it's so high vibe. You're so connected to source, way more than you ever have. You're so creative. So like, there's so much harmony going on. Very telepathic. So like synchronistic every second, every breath you take, so synchronistic. Every animal, every number, every thought, every communication, every step you take outside and anywhere you go, synchronistic. It's that kind of crazy. It's like heaven on earth in a huge way. Not 100%. I'm getting from straight. Not 100%, but it's like almost like 75%, 80%, like that. Exactly like that. Oh my God, I'm getting it's because our bodies are literally converting into the next dimension. Like, we're literally feeling that always connected to source kind of energy. That's why we're understanding our soul missions and our purpose in life so much, because how higher dimensional beings, they just kind of have an innate understanding of what they're meant to do, and they know that they're always connected to source, so they just kind of like, live out the divine plan. But we're just entering that energy, not like 100%, but like mostly. And it is so blissful. Okay. Wow, yes. Okay, so the 10 of Wands in reverse. This card, 10 of Wands specifically in reverse, for me has always meant a lot of incoming energy. Look at all this Wands energy. It's literally all Wands. 5, this is a major change. 3, 8, 5, sorry, 10. This is a little 5 energy to me too. Wow. Okay. Page of Water. Very exciting time. I remember once when I was taken on like a ship, an ET ship, when this is when, like, I don't know, like a year into like my awakening. I was like connecting to all sorts of ETs, and I was meeting a lot of ETs and other kinds of higher vibrational beings like archangels and gods and goddesses and um, things like that, nature spirits and stuff. And I remember I got brought onto a ship, and it was the Pleiadians. I didn't know at the time it was the Pleiadians. I just knew I was on a ship, and I was so excited. I was like a little kid, and I was like running around, and the energy was so high vibe. I was running around the ship, and it was an energetic ship, because like, ships are usually ships in the higher dimensions. There are energetic ships. So I was brought onto the ship, and I kept running around, and there was a definite energy of like, oh, this one is too like hyper. They're not ready yet. This is so embarrassing. It's an embarrassing story to tell. But anyway, because I was just new. I was newly awakened. I was only like a year into my awakening, but I was like meditating hardcore every day for hours and stuff like that, and taking my like Ormus and going for nature walks. It was like my life. Like that's all I did all day, every day. It was just spiritual stuff. And so they're like, this one is not ready. They're a little bit like a hyper child, too excited. It's like, they're like, well, and I think they only brought me up on a ship like maybe like 2 times after that. But I remember really not being ready. And there was just like, they just has this calming presence, and they projected an image to me that would make me calm, kind of a representation of themselves that would make me calm. Oh my God, I just remember like climbing up everywhere on the ship. Like I could not control it. I was like a little giddy little kid. And I remember like getting out of that and being so embarrassed, like, oh my gosh, like I have so much more work to do to control myself in that high vibe. We're not going to be able to control ourselves in this high vibe energy. 8 of water. Yeah, leaving. Look at the ship go. I've rarely seen the 8 of water card in this deck. Yeah. And look at all this abundance. Okay, so I feel like yeah, I've been getting a lot of boat references in the past few years. It's just increased a lot recently. But yeah, this abundance coming in. So we know lightworkers, we've been talking about this for years, couple of years, right? A few years now. Lightworkers are getting a lot of physical abundance, monetary abundance. You're going to want to keep it hush hush because, the normies still have to catch up in order to receive that abundance. They had to catch up spiritually and with their inner work. We're getting it first. We're walking through the door first, That's why I'm saying like it's gonna be fun. This is a very fun season. The next, I'm getting 2 years. It's gonna be like that. You're gonna be, having a lot of fun with this abundance. Whatever you lacked in abundance or felt like you wish you could have more resources or more money or more like opportunities for, you're getting that now. And it's like a little kid, you can't help but, for a little while just enjoy it, and spirit will allow us to enjoy it. End of this year is when it's going to be like we're spending it on old world stuff just because to get the experience of it. Like for a lot of us, we don't have the experience of billionaires in this physical world, right? So you might want to get a taste of it just to, as like a spiritual leader, as a spiritual consultant, like a spiritual advisor. I experience a lot of different kinds of experiences, so I can relate to a lot of different kinds of people. So like I value having a lot of different kinds of experiences. But now I would like the good ones, not the dark ones anymore. Thank goodness that's mostly done. The dark experiences. Okay. It's all like all uphill from here. Sorry. All calm waters from here. Uphill. Yeah, it only gets better and better. I just got from spirit because like we'll be able to see and the whole world be able to see the darkness. You'll be able to see the dark acts, the dark people, the dark energies that are like, rooted in the land or objects or situations or events in human history. And we'll know what we have to clear, what we need to like work on, who we need to help, and all that kind of stuff. Then I'm getting, that's when we get into like groups and smaller groups in order to work on specific people, places, or things in different parts of the world, releasing, healing the negative energy, snuffing it out, and things like that. I'm like, my mind is exploding right now. All my like Lightworker readings that I've done on this channel since the get-go is all like coming together in my head right now. It's intense. But there is going to be a period of time where Lightworkers are going to move into this new world before the others do, to invite the other ones in. It's like we're already kind of, I was like going into a new discovering a new land. Like, you're going to have some like homes and, resources located, a medical hut, food, farms. Like, things are going to be set up for when the normies come over. But there is a period of time where it's just kind of like going on missions to release darkness that have been kind of stuck. Okay. So much is coming through right now. It's overwhelming. Sun. Oh, wow. Yeah, I kept getting like, there was a reading I did recently where it's like, yeah, the sun's gonna shine. You're gonna shine so much, Lightworker. You're gonna have so much, like, being your authentic self and being so happy, being so abundant, being with other like-minded people, like vibrational souls, is going to bring so much light into this world that it's going to be very easy to see where the darkness is stuck and where it needs to be released and helped. That's when Lightworkers are going to go into groups and, go off of that. But I'm getting there's like a central, like, one, or I'm getting 3 now, which is unusual. I always thought it was 1, but I'm getting 3, specifically 3 centralized locations where Lightworkers are going to meet up, kind of where the projects are kind of sent out. Is it governmental? Is it like private sector? Is it inner world? Is it on ships? Is it on islands? I don't know, but I'm seeing 3 specific big locations. 1, 2, 3, and it looks like a starport almost, but like not as pretty, not as symmetrical, but like, yeah, 3 kind of starport looking centralized locations for Lightworkers to kind of do this kind of work on the world. I'm getting globally, so 3 spots in the world. 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. Like Europe, Asia, and South America. Like, that's how far, or it could be closer. I don't know. Okay. 5 of Earth in reverse. 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. As the world is, as we are dealing with the world of duality, it's so funny because, and I'm gonna get a little personal here, but like, I've noticed every time I'm very, oh wow, what happened? Okay, so my camera turned off right there. But yeah, I kind of noticed, like, anytime I got really, really close with someone one-on-one, like a really good friend or someone I was dating, like really, really, like, really close to that person, like we, talked on a daily basis, we exchange inner work and stuff like that. I notice like when one of us is having a bad day, the other one is having a good day. And this has been happening for a little while now. And I was just kind of like, that's not good. Like, how can, like, both of us, whether it's a friend or, you know, a boyfriend, like, how can both of us just have the same good day, you know? It's always that way. It's always, if one person's having a bad day, the other person's having a good day. It's always, always, always been like that. And I don't understand it. And very similar with like families, bigger groups, companies that I've worked at, and neighborhood that I live in. And it's always been like that. It's been very like, it's them or me, you know, it's me or them, you know, a very strong duality energy. And so I do feel like the public is going to have a very, very harsh, scary, not good reaction to our abundance. Good thing is we're going to be in a good high vibe energy that like it's not going to affect us, but there is going to be kind of not burn the witches kind of feel, but kind of like a burn the witches feel. A sense of grouping us with, like, you know how there's been a huge you know, separation between the sexes and the races and the socioeconomic groups. It's like, okay, obviously there's someone pulling groups apart and, you know, having us fight each other instead of finding similarities between one another. And there's been such a huge, like, I saw the other day, I'm like, oh, silky moms and crunchy moms. I don't have TikTok. I don't have, like, I only have YouTube, but like, I don't have TikTok, don't have Facebook, don't use my Instagram. Like, I'm off of social media, right? Because that's what I advocate for. Like, I think until people can use it wisely, it's a tool that can be like, that's mishandled more times than it is used for good. You know, it's very hard to handle it and navigate it unless you have if you're very strong mentally and spiritually. And although I could, I have a feeling something's going to be happening with social media soon, so it's not worth getting onto a new platform for these messages. But anyway, yeah, I do feel like light workers are going to be grouped with a lot of people who have negative connotations with money or politics or spirituality and God and things like that. Yeah, so silky mom and crunchy mom. With silky mom, like people who like use like brand products and, you know, put their kids on iPads and stuff like that. And like crunchy moms are people who are like super organic everything and blah blah blah. I didn't know that this existed, but I do feel kind of like they're gonna see all that's wrong in the world mirrored in light workers, and that's gonna be very hard for the normies. I almost said newbies because like they're you know, they're just starting their spiritual journey, and a lot of them, they wouldn't start their spiritual journey or want to find the light if they didn't have all these problems compounded and shoved in their face all at once, because we're more curious as spiritual people. We were always more curative. I can't even say the word. Oh my gosh, what's wrong? We were always more curious, and we always cultivated a sense of like wanting to grow spiritually, wanting to help others, wanting to do what's right for the world and humanity. And so we naturally started our spiritual journey before everyone else's because we're meant to lead them, right? But the others, they weren't kind of built with that blueprint. I heard like a a stat the other day, like it's like only like 2% or like 10%, I don't know, a very small percentage of people actually can go against the norm. Like I think it said like 80% of the people will follow whatever everyone else is doing, unless, even if they know it's wrong. Like they don't have the ability, they don't have the thing in them, written in their DNA, to contradict the norm. So it's like they literally do not have it inside their, code to contradict the norm. In some sense, they're all NPCs. 80% of the world. That's a lot, And so they need to be herded. They need to be shown the way. And then once they start connecting to source, like they can change their code. They can change. But it's like this 0 point needed to happen. And so there might be a point where light workers are kind of villainized as everything, all the problems wrong with humanity. And that might be scary because like we've been fighting for exactly the opposite, right? Forewarning. This is only an possible timeline, not exactly, but this is just what I'm reading. TikTok, oh, it's time. Wow, look at all this blue to brown energy. It's time. Like this is very like water to water to earth energy, illuminated. It's like we're grounding the spiritual aspects of us into the ground. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I was actually buying zeolite today. Okay, so many things are happening. Okay, so I was buying zeolite earlier today, and I was reading some of the comments of like the reviews of people who bought it before, because I was going between like a few brands. And some people were just like, like it just makes me like it made me foggy before, it made me like clear-sighted again, or it gave me a lot of constipation, or it made me like have to empty my bowels more, or like it made me really agitated. A lot of people were like, oh, it made me really agitated. I didn't want to go around being a BATCH all the time, like it made me really angry, or it's the only thing that removes my rash, or it always helps me with this certain kind of diet, or like everyone was talking about, because like zeolite is literally, I think it has like, I forget how many carbons it has, but like one of the carbons is like literally on a different dimension. Like it's not even in the physical plane. So it's literally a spiritual element that you're putting inside your body that's connecting you to the etheric realm. So of course, everyone who hasn't really done their inner work or is against that, when they take zeolite, we're going to have like irritation, get angry, and have like probably be confronted with a lot of spiritual things, but they don't understand that. They only see the physical aspect of it, right? So yeah, I see that that we're grounding our spiritual selves, our spiritual energy, into this new world, into this physical world. And it is having strong adverse effect on people who are very low vibe, haven't been doing their spiritual work, or newbies, and kind of like that. So yeah, I am getting witch hunt vibes, but like more kind of like it turns on the light workers. It's because the light workers didn't take it, I'm hearing. No. But that's kind of why we're like kind of separating and going into our own groups and probably being private. Oh my goodness. Courage. I am getting Leo season. What did Leo just get into? Venus just went into Leo. You have the courage, Lightworker, Spirit Warrior. You have the courage. This is when you need it the most. And the thing is, it is going to be intense. That's kind of another reason why Lightworkers are coming together, because like, strength in numbers kind of thing. It's like kind of easier to be yourself and be in the vibe and hold very strong spiritual energy when you have Others who are like you. Okay, I just heard people who have not gotten the specific needlepoint prick. Okay, I just looked up. Okay, this is another. Oh my god, everything's coming together so quickly. So I was just looking at the East Eddy Ranch because I was thinking about like, oh, maybe like it'd be nice to go back there again, and maybe bring a couple friends this time. And I looked up their website, looked at their lodgings and like dates and stuff like that, and they said like, oh, because of the adverse effect they had, people who got the prick. On mothers and children, and specifically carrying mothers, pregnant mothers, the effect that pricked people were having on these people at the ranch, which is very high vibe, they weren't going to be allowing people who are pricked in this year and see how it goes until they can have more scientific studies on it, which is so smart. I like that. But I'm realizing that like, oh yeah, like for all these places that you couldn't go to if you weren't pricked, now having places where you literally can't go to if you are was such a like different energy. Wow. Truth. Oh, I didn't mean to grab another. Truth. What? Yes, a lot of people can't handle the truth of these situations, trying to like total submersion. Yeah, with the Sun card. Okay, don't be afraid to totally immerse yourself in a project, interest, or goal. Give it 100% of your energy, and you will find what your life has been lacking. Okay, so I've been getting like, it's time to go into this new life 100%, because I've been going back and forth. I'm like, okay, like I've been kind of like bending to the will of like my friends and family and society, and I'm like, I just want to go 100% into my spiritual self. 100%. I want to live on a high vibe land and just be alone or around friends and like soul fam that like are only like spiritual and high vibe, and just completely immerse myself into my true self 100% without the influence of anyone or anything around me. And I think that's what's going to happen. That's why we're shining so brightly. We're going 100% all in. Spiritual people going 100% all in, like no, like zero interaction with the outside world or zero interaction with anything negative. I have been getting kind of the feeling like I'm gonna like have like pre-approved like movies and TV shows, like if I want entertainment in that form, like pre-approved like places to eat, locations, like grocery stores even, that I'm going to set up for myself. So when I go into this 100%, like I will be high vibe all day, every second. I really want to do that. And I just really want to see what it's like to just be 100% all in. I was like that for like a short period of time when I first spiritually awakened. But I was still obviously in heavy influence around of my past life, of this reality, right? And we're stepping into this new reality. So I really I'm like, it's time to go 100% all in. All in. A couple more cards. Nothing is set in stone yet. A lot of this is still kind of depends on us. This is our reality. This is our vision. This is our future. This is our past. This is our negativity that we created. Source doesn't create negative energy. We did as creations of Source. It's up to us to heal the darkness, or at least start it off and so show the intention, show that we have a plan, show that we can do it. And then probably source will come in, or other high vibrational beings will come in to help us kind of do the rest, as long as we set the intention, show that we are able to do it, capable of doing it on our own. And also have a vision for the future. It's kind of, there's still a little bit of free will at play in how that looks. And that kind of just depends on like who steps up, which one of this light worker steps up, which one of the visions prevails. I have like, I'm getting an image of like when I was doing like one of my capstone projects for engineering back in college, like I had a few good ideas, and I had so many that like I gave one to my friend from another like class, and they ended up going with my capstone idea in her group, and my group didn't go with my idea. And it was kind of like so frustrating, because like I saw like a couple of my ideas that I gave to other people walk down the hallway, my idea for the project. And it was like, I know I have good ideas, like I should have fought for my ideas for my own group like more. But it was like, okay, whatever, my idea at least won out. Like at least it came to fruition, even if it wasn't from me, it came to fruition through other people. So it's just kind of like, you know, what is your library going to look like? You know, and there might be like, you know, 1,000 light workers that has 1,000 different ideas of what a library should look like. And, you know, a few of them are going to win out. You know, it's all pretty purely like aesthetic. It's kind of more preference. Like the finishings on the cake, you know, but like the heart of the cake is already going to be made. So that's why I'm getting like nothing is set in stone. They're telling me to pull this card. Okay. Oh. Nine of Cups, yeah. It's just so exciting with the show the world, the real you, and birthing a new age. It's just so exciting with the dandelion here. Like, it's just like, you can't go wrong. Like, it's like we're getting the cake, you know? We're getting all the desserts that ever existed on the planet. But it's just kind of like preference, you know? It's like, you know, you can't have all the desserts that's ever been created right now. You know, you have to, you know, maybe choose a few. And even that's kind of overindulgent. So it's just kind of like, it's like that. It's fun though. It's good. Just desserts. Okay, and last but not least, you can tell I have high spatial intelligence because I just like spacing everything perfectly all the time. Okay. Don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? And it came out in reverse. So I am getting that kind of energy of birthing a new age, time to not dim your light anymore. But that's kind of like with the Page of Water here. It's a little bit, you know, uncomfortable. The Five of Earth, like it's a little uncomfortable. Like, you don't, you know, we want people to like us. It's like a normal human trait for most of us. We we appreciate it when people like us. We appreciate it when people feel like we're helpful, when we feel like we're helpful, when we're helping people, when we put a smile on people's faces. To do the opposite is incredibly hard. Only people who love you the most sign up to give you the most toughest experiences, right? We are giving humanity its most toughest experience. And that's very, very, hard. To do, to see, to, you know, feel like you're hurting someone else. To feel like the blame is going to be tough to deal with. The fact that we have so much abundance when they're in very much the opposite place. When they feel like they're suffering, when they might have the blame pointed at us, kind of thing. Maybe there's this spiritual warfare going on, so it's going to be heightened at its highest point, where they're going to be attacking God, and they're going to be attacking us as the representatives of God, right? It's going to be very, very harsh, but that's why we have to keep a high vibe. That's why we have a lot of opportunities and abundance, and that's why we kind of have to keep ourselves barricaded in a way, separate for a while, and kind of have to come together to figure out some way to because you're going to see the darkness come out, but at the same time you're going to be having so much abundance. We're going to be eating all the kind of cakes. They're going to feel like we're saying let them eat cake, and we're like, no. It's wow. Ooh, this is a little bit difficult. And there's going to be some light workers who have a harder time dealing with this than others. The ones that just kind of made the cut. Those light workers are going to feel, a little bit like maybe we should go to the other side, or maybe we are the problem. They're going to have a little bit more harder time to deal with that. But the good thing is we're so strong, and there's so many of us that's like we're going to be able to handle all this and much more. Okay, I'm going to pull one more card for Don't Dim Your Light. Are you kidding me? The Sun card. The Sun card again. 2 Sun cards. Total submersion. Nothing is going to get you down. All that is coming up in the collective, all the hate, anger, shame, evil, darkness, it's not going to affect you. Total submersion in the sun. You have all of God's glory behind you. You're in the light. You're of the light. You're going to be shining like 100 times harder and brighter than you are now. So it's going to be like they can't even touch you. That's kind of the thing. It's kind of, I'm getting like what oil and water. Like even if they try to come towards us, like they can't attack us. They can be angry at us. They can throw their hate and shame and fear at us, but we have so much shine that high vibe energy that we're going to be able to help them transmute it and transmute it for the collective while we're kind of protected in a huge bubble with each other. So we have support, we have the love, we have the light, we have God by our side. It's literally, we have the higher power standing right next to us while we do this. So it's going to be very yeah, beautiful. When does this start? When does this start? When does this energy start? They're not telling me. They're not telling me. 10. Divine timing, surprise. Okay. So I am getting October vibes. It's when it hits its peak, but it starts now. When does it start? Yeah, 10:15. So I'm getting, it starts like 10-15 days up until the 10th and 15th of next month, and we all know from the solstice energy, yeah, which is approximately 10 days. Let's see, 1, 10 days. Oh my gosh, 10 days is literally the solstice, the summer solstice energy. Oh wow, so it literally starts on the solstice and lasts, oh my goodness, July is gonna be so crazy. And when does energy kind of last until, and when is its peak? When is its peak? I want to see. When is its peak? The 11th. So November. Yeah, I can see that because like I got like October was when we have the eclipse. So 11, like this November is gonna when it's gonna be like the peak. And how long is it gonna go until weekend? I'm getting like every weekend until like every week. Oh my god, today. It's going to be very intense. It's going to continue being very intense from November. Solar eclipse. For the next several solar eclipse. So I'm getting for the whole entirety of the Aries Libra eclipse season. So it's going to be very, very intense from November, every day, every week, and for the next, like, a few years, intensifying on the eclipses, specifically solar eclipses, but the Libra Aries eclipses. I'm going to do a reading about that around like October, when the Libra eclipse comes around. I'm going to do more about those specific Aries Libra eclipses. And then, yeah, next year it's like full throttle. Let's go time. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. I really appreciate any kind of experiences that you're having, or any channelings that you're having that are related to this. And yeah, I really, if you have more insight, or if you have more downloads, or if you want to talk about these energies specifically, hit me up, comment, email. I'm so down. It's like time, right? All right. I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day, and I wish you much love and light.